Hey kiddos, this is another episode of Kellwalkerpodcast. Today I'm going to be doing a podcast with Brandon from Twd Truefacts, and let me just get a moment, and let's get the shit rolling. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, so today I'm just gonna be asking you some questions about your Instagram channel or Instagram group thing, and I guess I could just start off with how you kind of started the whole page, if that was you that started it.
Yeah. I just started it because of a YouTube channel called Let's Play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did like 5 facts on like video games. Like, alright, that's cool. I like Walking Dead, so let me start off with that.
Okay. And now it's really interesting. I really like the page because it's kind of nice that, you know, someone has all this info, and it's really cool that the fact that, like, I don't know, it's just so addicting because, like, I have to, like, I think that's why you're so successful with it, because just because, like, it's so appealing. Like, I'm like, for example, for me, like, I always like look up on there every day. Like, I'm looking for the new feed, like figuring out, oh shit, is he gonna post something, or so it's really, I really enjoy it as a viewer, for sure. But do you like get, like, I'm sure, but I'm gonna ask you anyway, do you get like a lot of hate on there too, like, oh, don't be posting that, but yet they follow you, kind of thing?
Yeah, I get that a lot, to be honest. It's almost on a daily basis. We even get death threats sometimes, so
wow.
It's alright. They still follow us, and they say they're gonna unfollow, but they're always back with us.
Right. And that's, I guess, like, that's the only thing I not really looking forward to as I branch out with my podcasting, is the fact that, like, people that want to listen, but then they come in and say, well, I didn't fucking like what you said, or, you know, whatever, excuse my language, but I don't like what you said, so, you know, it's like they threaten you or whatever. It's stupid. I don't get it. Like, you can, like, go on, like, Facebook and see all the posts about the new Walking Dead episode, and everyone bitches and whines about, for example, like, Carl and everything, but yet they just hated him, like, 3 seasons ago. You know, like, they wanted him dead 3 seasons ago, and now it's like, oh, don't kill him now, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. But, and plus, they're like, oh, I didn't want to read it, but I did because he posted it. I'm like, alright, well, I don't control what you read.
Exactly. You're just providing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, the majority of our fan base is, they all love the spoilers, so, yeah. We have a lot more for episode 10.
Yeah, that's, I'm like, I was actually going to ask you about the rest of the season. Obviously nothing like spoilers, but what do you like the direction that they're going towards the end of the season, or how do you, I mean, I don't want you, like, obviously I'm not asking for any spoilers or anything, but as a viewer, how do you feel it's going?
Honestly, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's going to be mixed with the fans. They're going to like it and not like it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to, there's going to be a split fandom.
Okay. And I guess, like, I could kind of elaborate on this, but, like, do you find, like, because of the ratings have slipped, do you find that that's a bit of because of them killing off Glenn and Abraham, or do you find it's because a lot of people are, you know, it's an older show now, and people are not tuning in as much because they got like DVR in all these recordings, so they, they'll watch it online or something?
Yeah. I think it's because they dragged it on so much in the past seasons.
Right.
Like, after season 5, season 6, 7, and 8 have all been dragged up until Carl's death, and Negan, of course.
Right.
So I think that really affected the views and all the ratings, and killing off Carl and Glenn and Abraham. There's a lot. Well, not for Glenn or Abraham, but there's a lot to tell for Carl. So a lot of fans are kind of mad about that.
And I mean, I'm kind of upset too why they killed Carl off. I know there's going to be a reason why they killed him off. Gimple didn't just wake up one day and say, I figure I'm going to just kill Carl off. Obviously, he had to really think it through. But other than for that reason, I don't understand why they would kill him off. It's almost because in the comics, he's still in the comics, I think. I haven't read everything. I haven't read the New World Order part yet. But as far as I'm concerned, he's still alive, and there's so much the story with him, and I don't want to get into with too much in the comics for people that are listening, but for his story arc and with the Whispers, I don't know. I think I wonder what they're gonna do with that, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of upset with them killing off Carl, but I think the previous episode was just well done. It was so well done.
Yeah, it was really good, and Chandler, he's great. I was gonna post spoilers, and he said to not post them, so I'm like, okay. He followed me, but we unfollowed each other because we had some differences. We kind of got into a little fight.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we're good now. He still comments on my stuff and
right on.
He makes jokes. But yeah, I'd like to say that Carl's gone, but there's still a character who will kind of relate to Carl.
And I kind of figured that's what they would probably do. How with certain deaths, how I think it was Abraham that's supposed to get the arrow, but it was I forget her name. Denise that got it, and then they kind of fixed the storyline and killed him off in the beginning of episode 1 of season 8 or season 7. So I kind of like what they did there. I wish they didn't really kill off 2 characters at once. I thought it was a little brutal, but you know what? It is what it is. It's damage is done, in my opinion.
I don't think that makes sense at all.
Yeah.
Because Negan really wanted people to work for him, and he even quoted, "You're not gonna work for me if you're dead." So there's really no reason to kill off 2 characters for that.
Right. Now, I was just talking about ratings and the impacts on the show. Do you think them killing off Carl is gonna even have a more impact, or do you think it might kind of or do you think it might draw people in and seeing how Rick is going to change from that into towards the end of season 8?
I actually think it's going to be split, because their views wasn't that great, but the ratings were better. Not great, but they were still better than the last few episodes. But I don't know. I think it'll be mostly lower, because as I can see from the Carl posts that I do, people are like, oh, I don't want to watch the show anymore. There's no point, which is kind of true. I understand them. In the first few seasons, they're like, oh, Carl's the future and he's gonna outlive everyone, and then they just kill him off.
Right. And I don't like that. I think that was bullshit, but you know, it damage is done, in my opinion. But yeah, and I remember I know this is kind of going a little off topic, but I just thought about it now. I've been following your page for a long time, and I remember, I think I saw a post, because I think I went the same weekend, or the same year that you went to the Toronto Fan Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty sweet. I mean, I don't really like go into those things because it gets a little too like I don't know. It kind of gives me kind of anxiety almost, and it just gets really really crowded and stuff. But what actors or actresses have you met?
I've met Abraham, Glenn, Maggie, Daryl, Herschel, Carl, and what's her name? Michelle.
Oh, okay. Now, where did you meet Michonne?
At Fan Expo. Oh, and I met Jesus, but it was at Niagara Comic Con.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I met Abraham in Windsor, at the first Windsor Comic Con, and then I met Merle in Motor City.
Yeah, I met him too.
Yeah, he was really really sweet. He was really cool.
And I met Shane. That was like my first year going to Fan Expo.
Yeah, because I think it was him and David Morrissey, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, them together, yeah.
Wow, I met a lot of people.
Yeah, well, and that's it. And I met Norman Reedus, and I met Sasha and like her husband because he's in the show a little bit, but like more just me and her. And I met Herschel, and he was really really cool. He was really like, it's funny because like some of the actors, obviously some of them are British, right? And I met what's a black guy's name? Morgan. I met him in Toronto, and like I totally forgot that he had that British accent. So I was like kind of caught by surprise. I was like, "Whoa, shit, dude!" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yep, I'm British," and I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "Jesus, man." But yeah.
I was actually in the Q&A when they had it for.
Yeah, I think they had a.
What's it called? Who was there? It was when Herschel and Abraham were there. That's when I was actually in the Q&A.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, man. Do you do you get a lot of people that like recognize you, or like do you get that kind of thing where you go to these events and people are like, "Yo, can I get my picture with you?" Or
yeah, it mainly happens at like Wonderland. It kind of gets annoying.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, because you just want to go enjoy yourself, and then people are like, "Oh, I gotta get a picture." And it's like, yeah, okay. You know, like I mean, if it was me, I wouldn't really have a problem with. What's that?
I work at Wonderland, and so many people, like at least 10 a day, would be like, "Hey, I recognize you from TWD." I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then literally, I was like scanning because I used to work on Behemoth. And someone like pulled me aside while we're letting the train go.
Oh yeah.
Can you take a picture? I was like, yeah, but I'm working right now. Just hold on. And they're like, please. I was like, okay, fine. So yeah, it can get a little hectic with.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like I know, like with a lot of people, like some people don't like it. Like, and a lot of people kind of get the wrong idea. Like, there's some actors that like people want to sign their autograph, then they come off as like the actors or actresses, they'll come off as rude, and it's not always the case. It's just you know like people are just trying to live their lives, and you don't know what's going on in people's days, and I can kind of see how that can get a little on people's nerves, and I can.
Yeah, like the one fan that bit Norman Reedus, that was so funny.
Oh, what's that?
The one fan that bit Norman Reedus at Walker Stalkers.
Oh fuck! If I was Norman, I'm sorry. I mean, I can be the nicest guy, but if someone bites me, it's like, okay, vamonos, amigo, because like I can't. I wouldn't be able to do that. Like that gets a little freaking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. Like the fans for Walking Dead are, sorry to say, but a bit more crazy than any other show that I've liked. Like, I like Resident Evil, like the video games, and no fan is like, oh, I'm gonna like do crazy stuff or like talk down to other fans. Like, they're all really nice and close to each other. But like the Walking Dead fans, there's always fights between different accounts.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing's freaking nuts, but yeah, like I don't know. It's crazy, like what people will do, and I don't know. I just like if I was you, I like if I went to like those Comic-Con things, like I would like my picture taken, but at the same time, I just want to like just chill and just kind of do my own thing, and yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't really go to those things anymore. It's really expensive, and I think it's just going to cost more and more every year. They always figure out something to up the cost.
Like when I first met Norman Reedus, he was $30 to meet, and he actually came down to take a picture with me. But I met him the last 2 years, I think he came, and he was $80 or $100, and he wouldn't take the picture. I was like, all right, whatever.
Damn.
Yeah, they're all so like me.
Right. Oh shit! What was I gonna ask you? So, what do you for the future of The Walking Dead? Do you think that with the new showrunner, do you think that she's gonna do a better job? Like, what's your prediction for that?
Yeah, I think she's gonna do a way better job because since Scott Gimple took over, The Walking Dead has kind of like downfall, except for season 5. Season 5,
I totally concur with you. That was like the amazing season. It was. I think that was probably the best season ever, and I think also if you ever, I don't know if you ever watch, but Trev's Chan,
yeah,
he talked about that, and he talked about how like that. I think that was kind of like the peak of their kind of like show. Not that they've had great moments. Like there's been a lot of good moments in even season 6, but I think like. I think really season 7 really was where everybody started like, oh, I can't do this shit. I can't watch 5-6 episodes to get to a point of the story, you know? Like, I get it, like, All Out War is a huge story arc, but, like, you can't do that with a TV show. And I don't mean to bash on them, but, like, you just can't do that. And I'm a viewer, and I'm saying that. And I was kind of talking to my dad about it, and he said, well, they gotta start changing some things up. I can't watch, 42 minutes of someone saying a couple lines, and then commercial, and then nothing happens until they give you a cliffhanger. It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think a lot, probably 95% of their episodes are really well done, like really well paced, like the camera angles are really well done. I really like all that, but it's more like just that itch of something happening, and I think that's where they really did well with season 5, was that they kind of went into the direction of the comics, but they weren't staying directly to the material, in my opinion. Like, I find like when they're going to Alexandria, part of that like that's part of the comic. Like they find Alexandria, but it wasn't the same kind of thing. And they just came up with different ideas, and now it's like directly from the comics, which kind of sucks because it's so predictable too. I mean, like everybody knows when but at the same time, I really enjoyed that. Because, like, the scene where, I think it was season 6, episode 8 or 9, when they showed the part where the Saviors stop the 3 in the truck. That was, like, probably the best scene, because I was waiting for something to happen when the Saviors were going to show up. Because, like, I think that was a point where I just started watching, I was reading the comics, and I got to the point with the Saviors, and I was like, oh my god, when are they ever going to show them? Like, and there were so many parts where I thought that, is that a savior? And it wasn't. And then when it got to the point where they showed that scene and they're like, you now belong to Negan or whatever no, your property belongs to Negan. That was like the best part. But like, I kind of like now with the show, it's not that I don't like the show, but I'm not as hyped over it. And I think part of it is just the story, like the story a little bit. And I get that they have to like get through Negan's backstory and all that. Or not backstory, but story, like his story arc. I get that, but you can't do that with a TV show. A TV show, there's a whole point of bringing the people back for the next episode, next episode. Whereas you got a movie, you can put a movie together, and people might like it, they might not. You know. I just hope that they're going to do something a little bit different in season 8. Like, I'm not saying stay away from the comics, but kind of go back to the roots where you had season 5, where you kind of have a bit of the comic, but you're kind of doing a new idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I got a feeling that they're kind of probably probably stay with the story with Negan and everything. I'm having a feeling that's what they're gonna do, and I think a lot of people are not gonna like that, but it is.
A lot of people that don't read the comics, they have no idea about what happened.
Well, and that's exactly it. And I really liked what they did with the last episode, because that kind of sets up for probably season 8. Like, that probably sets up for what's going to happen between Rick and Negan. But it'll be interesting how Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to play his character between being a villain versus being this other person. You know, like, it'll be really interesting what they're going to do with him. Because I knew it right from the beginning. As soon as they signed him onto the show, there was no way that they're going to sign a big actor like him for one season. Like, if it was going to be someone like him, exactly, they're going to sign him for a few seasons. Unless if it's something like Game of Thrones, where I think they had Sean Bean for like one season, then his head got chopped off, which kind of sucks, but yeah. But I don't know, like, and I think I had another question for you. I was kind of thinking about it when you were talking about the Comic-Con and the fans. Shit, I just had it in my mind, and I can't. I'm sorry?
I think the new showrunner is going to be great, because she wrote great episodes. Like,
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Episodes in every single season.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what episodes she did, though. I'm not really too familiar, but because I know, like, a lot of times, like, Greg Nicotero does a lot of episodes. Like, I know he just directed the one before, or the previous episode on her. But I don't remember any of the ones that she's done. I'm sure she, they didn't just promote her to showrunner for nothing. So I'm sure she's gonna do a pretty prime job. So, but
yeah, she wrote Four Walls and a Roof and Coda.
Oh, okay.
In season 5.
Okay, then that she's gonna do a good job, because those both were really good episodes. Wait, was Coda the one where Emily Kinney's character got killed off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because those were both, like, probably one of my favorite episodes. Like, I mean, last night's, but... I'm sorry?
She also wrote in season 3, Say the Word and I Ain't to Do This, which are both really good episodes in season 3.
Yeah, those were really, really well done, too. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but now with your True Facts page, now I'm not really too sure. I didn't really follow along, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But there was, like, something happened, like you like co-own the page or something, and, like, someone left, or
yeah, I left.
Okay, like, did you go back on it, or, like, what? Sorry, that's kind of a dumb question, but...
No, it's not. And it's kind of good that you asked that, because it's kind of hard to explain. People are always asking, how come you left? But yeah, I just kind of got bored of it. Like, these episodes, other than the Carl episodes, like, oh, okay. Like, what do I post after that?
Exactly, like...
So yeah, but, I don't know if the show's gonna last. currently trying to think of like a different name to keep this page going along with The Walking Dead.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to like keep giving facts, especially now that Carl's dead. We have to post different facts, but all the new facts are about Carl and all that stuff. And people get annoyed from that, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I really... like I said, as a viewer, I really, really, really enjoy having the facts up on there. Like, I get really excited when, like, when there's something that comes up about, like, when... I think it was... I can't remember the one that you guys posted. I think it was the one about... it could have been about someone dying. I think it was something about some main character is going to die or like is going to get bitten or something like that in episode 8 of season 8. And I think it was something about that, and I knew exactly. Like I was like, Jesus, I think I know who it is, because like a lot of things were happening with like Chandler Riggs, and it was adding up, and I was like, okay, it has to be him, and then I just figured it out, and it was. So it was really like it was a really fun game, kind of like cat and mouse. Like I kind of had to figure it out, but
yeah, that's always fun to do. That's probably my favorite fact to do. Like when someone dies, just like give them a slight teaser, and then they can guess who it is.
Well, you get everybody up on there, and people are bickering, and they're like, "Oh no, this person's gonna die," and then you get people that just go on there and just fucking sabotage the whole conversation. It's like, okay, dude, shut the hell up, and just if you're gonna put a question, you're gonna put you're gonna start a conversation, man. Like, you might as well like just put something positive. Don't sabotage everybody else. Everyone just wants to figure out who it is, and. Yeah. Right, and you always got that one person that just has to fucking ruin it for everybody else. But
yeah, exactly.
But what can you do? But yeah, like I really enjoy everything you do, and you guys just have done a great job for so many years, and yeah, you guys just have to keep it up as long as The Walking Dead's still going on, because I really don't know how long it's going to be on for.
Yeah, I know.
Because I really thought that Walking Dead would be on for another 5 years, but I can't see it going for another 2 or 3, if that. And I think it was just... I mean, I don't know if it could have been prevented or if it was just naturally going to happen. But, like, if you take a show like The Simpsons, it's been running for so long, but because I don't think there's any there's not really any character development. It's something new every episode. So yeah. Versus Walking Dead, you can do so much with a certain character or a story, but then you have to figure out something bigger or better, because if not, people, like right now, people are getting a little bored. Like, people don't want to sit through a snooze fest, and I think that's kind of the problem the show's having right now, and yeah, I think it sucks, but because it's probably my favorite show, that and Vikings and other shows, but,
yeah.
And also I think a big thing too is that they're so I think TV shows like series have skyrocketed in the last 3 years, like with Netflix and shows like Ozark and Mindhunter and all these different shows coming out. So I think Walking Dead does compete a little bit as well, versus back in the day where you had TV shows, but you had like Breaking Bad at the same time, and other than Breaking Bad, there wasn't too many AMC shows that were that Walking Dead had to compete with. I don't think. Maybe like Turn, but I don't know if that's still on. And that's about it. Like AMC, and if you look at AMC though, I think The Walking Dead is the only reason why AMC is still on, because other than Breaking Bad, every other show has not done as well as The Walking Dead. So if you look at you see some shows and they're on for a season or two and then nobody watches it, it kind of sucks. But
yeah, I agree.
But well, listen, I'm gonna wrap this up. I just really appreciate you taking your time and taking your time to answer some questions for me and kind of discussing about your page and your channel and everything. And
Yeah, no problem.
you guys keep it up. Like I really, I'm a big fan. I love what you guys are doing, and if I can do a shout out on my video or in my description, I will. And I will see you soon.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah, take care, man.
You too.